Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my Sephora VIB sale haul update. This is everything from the Sephora sale. I have tried out every single product except for one, so I can give you guys some really good reviews on everything that I've tried. I loved a lot, but there was definitely a few products in here that I'm just not loving. So yeah, we're going to get started. The only thing I'll mention is that I know my snake plant back here looks like it's dying. Its leaves is falling over. I pulled it out to dust and it was sitting on the edge and like I hit it with my elbow. The pot didn't break, but like the whole entire snake plant, like all of the soil come out. So do you guys know if that means it's dead? If like the leaves are starting to do that? I hate it because this plant was going strong. But yeah, I know that's off topic, but that is why the leaves are laying like that. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So we will do, let's see, all of the makeup items first. So starting out with two of the makeup brush items that I got. This is from Rare Beauty. This is their foundation and concealer brush. So I believe I actually tried these both out during that full face of first impressions, but here's my thing. It's not that this is a bad foundation brush because it's really nice and soft. I love the shapes. I feel like you can really get it, all over your entire face. But I have tried this out with so many foundations and I just feel like with my sponge, it gives me more of an airbrush, flawless application. Even though it does soak up a lot more of the product, I just like how all foundations look better with that. I have tried this out with a lot of other foundations, like I mentioned, and I just don't like it. But I really don't like it with matte foundations. I don't like it with that Nars foundation that I did a review on. I don't like it with the Rare Beauty foundation. I don't, like I said, I'm just not a foundation brush kind of girl. So this one's going to be a skip for me, but I do really like the concealer brush. So I like this because it gets really nice around my nose because I do get a little bit of redness around my nose. So I'll take concealer, put it around there, and this just fits right in those nose holes or right in these nose creases so easy. And I really, really like that. But I also really like this if I'm using more of a liquidy kind of concealer. Like I have a Giorgio Armani one, a Bare Minerals one that's quite liquidy, and with concealers like that, sponges can soak up a lot of the coverage, but with this, it just makes them so easy to go like this and just move underneath my eyes, and then I'll just tap it. And this, I do really like. It's really nice, and it's soft, and I do like this, and I think if you're going to get one of the brushes, I, again, would definitely get the concealer one. All right, sticking with Rare Beauty, as you guys know, I did pick up one of their blushes. This is the Rare Beauty blush in Bliss, and this was the matte one. I believe they have like a matte and like a dewy finish as well. And again, this one's in the shade Bliss. So I really, really like this. And again, if you watch that full face of first impression, I love this right off the bat. And I do like this, but here's my issue with this blush and with really all cream and liquid blushes. For someone like me who has oily skin, these don't last. Even with this drying down matte, it's the first thing to fade on my face. So I've actually been using this and then going over top of it with a Cover FX blush to set it, and it does last longer. However, I do feel still like this fades really quickly, especially with having to wear a mask and stuff. And the mask or like here, pretty much my bronzer, my blush, everything fades really quickly. But anytime I wear this on its own, I would say within like an hour and a half to 2 hours, it's pretty much gone. And again, it's not because this is like a bad product or anything. It's just that any cream blush or any liquid blush I have ever tried just always fades on me because, again, I think it's because I have such oily skin that products like this do fade. I love it though. It gives such a beautiful natural flush to the skin, and that's what I really like about it. And like I said, I feel like this would also look really beautiful like in the summertime with just like a very sheer tinted moisturizer. Some of this on your cheeks to add some flush. I think it would look gorgeous. But again, I run into the issue of it fading on me really quickly. But if you're someone who doesn't have that issue and you have more dry skin, I really do think that this is such a beautiful blush, and I do really like everything except for the fact that it fades really quick. But again, it's not just that liquid blush. It's pretty much any that I've ever tried. All right, now moving on to a product that I really, really, really don't like from Rare Beauty. It's their foundation. I had the shade 160C, which was actually a little bit too light for me. But again, I think the next shade up, like the next cool tone shade up, was pretty high up there. Anyways, I can't remember, but this is the one that I ended up going with, and I like the applicator. I love the packaging and everything. But if you watched, again, that full face of first impression, it looked so dry. I thought it was just the brush, but I have tried this with a sponge. I have tried this with different primers, and I just really don't like this. Like, this looks so, like, the best way I could describe this is, those pictures that you see of the desert when, like, it's just really bad and, like, or like a puddle of water, like muddy water, and it starts drying up and it looks like all those little cracks throughout it. That's what my skin looks like when I wear this, and I don't have dry skin, but this just literally looks like I do. I tried this out with that Tatcha primer, and I did feel like it blended a lot better over top of the Tatcha primer, but I still had that weird, just like looked like my skin was dry, and I don't have dry skin. But yeah, I've tried this out several times and I cannot get this to work for me. I'm really disappointed because, like I said, I feel like when I read this, this foundation sounded perfect for me. But yeah, this one's going to be a huge pass for me. If you guys want to see a more in-depth review, like me showing you guys the application and doing some comparison swatches, I'd be more than happy to do that. But I don't like this. So again, that one is going to be a pass for me. All right, I think that's everything from Rare Beauty. So we'll go ahead and do these two eyeshadow palettes. These are from Natasha Denona. And these I, again, used in the Full Face of First Impressions, but I have used them since then. So you've got the Mini Retro and then the Mini Zendo. I'm sorry if I'm like, I could never figure out how to pronounce that. But these palettes, they're very similar. I definitely don't think you need both of these, but I think for the price, for $25, it's not a horrible price tag. I think you can still get a lot more affordable options, you know, and with a lot more shades for that, like ColourPop. I mean, just they have amazing quality eyeshadows. But here's my thing, is like, I don't know. I don't like her eyeshadows. I've tried her bigger palettes, and these smaller ones, like, I don't mind. But again, I kind of run into this issue with both of these palettes. I feel like I don't have enough like transition shades to create like very diverse looks. Like while I have a lot of like lid shades and for the inner corner, it's very simple. I would have preferred more matte shades and maybe just like one shimmer shade. But I don't know. I just don't like these. Her shimmer shades are okay, but ones like this that's kind of got the chunkier glitter, I don't like. I don't like these. Like, I don't mind these, but like I don't hate them, but I don't think they're worth it. I think that you can find better palettes out there. So again, these are going to be a skip for me. I just don't find them must in my collection. So yeah, I'm definitely going to, like I said, be skipping on those. But if I had to choose between the two, I probably like this one the best because I really love this shade on the lid. It's really pretty. It's really unique. It's like this coppery shade with like more of a pink undertone. It's really pretty. And then I love this shade. It's very like a deep plum shade with not a lot of shimmer. It's kind of more of like a satiny kind of shimmer. It's really pretty. But again, I just feel like there's other shades and other palettes out there that I reach for and that I like better. All right, moving on to a concealer. So this is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. And so when I first got this, I purchased the shade 2.1, which was way too light. So then I purchased the next neutral shade up, which is the shade 2.3, which is too dark. So I do have to mix these two. These are pretty full coverage. I will say I prefer this. I use the shade 2.3. I prefer this on like pimples or acne. So I don't have it on today, but like any of the scarring down here, if I'm going to be using more of like a lightweight foundation or like my Clinique tinted moisturizer, and I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, I really like this for that. But here's the thing, with this underneath my eyes, I like it in like a small amount. Like I'll take the shade 2.1 like I did today, and I have this little vein that goes under this eye that I like to cover. And sometimes I have some darkness, especially if I haven't had a lot of sleep, like right here. So I'll take that lighter shade and I'll put it just like a dot on those areas. And then I'll go over top of it with a more like liquidy concealer, like a more hydrating one, like my Catrice one, go over top of that and then blend those two together. And it gives me that nice coverage without looking super matte, because this is pretty matte. Like, this is a concealer that I don't feel like you would need to set, but I do like it, but I do prefer it for over top of pimples. But there's a lot of concealer in here, so I don't see myself like, you know, using up that concealer and going through it as quickly. All right, so I have two more foundations. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin in Y235. This is the product I haven't had a chance to try yet. I've just been trying out the Rare Beauty one, the Nars one, and then I do have a haul coming soon. I got the Pat McGrath foundation, so what I have on today, I really like it so far. I really like it so far. But my skin has been a little bit more on the normal side because like we've had some really cold days, but like very like windy cold days. And I'm not gonna lie, my skin I feel like is really just, that wind's like dried it out and made it very sensitive. So I've been going for, I feel like more like hydrating foundations, normal foundations. Like I've been kind of switching back to my Soap and Glory foundation. So that's the reason I haven't tried this out yet, because it says it's matte and I want to give it like, you know, make sure my skin's kind of back to like its normal oily in the T-zone. So I'm giving this like a fair shot. But I have been loving the Nars foundation, which I did do a review and a comparison swatches on. If you guys want to see that, I'll link it down below. It's the Nars Soft Matte Complete Coverage Foundation in Light 2 Mont Blanc. And I keep it in here because I like to store it like this, where the like the bottoms like this because it won't set up, because if I store it this way, it like the product just like shoots out of there. So I keep it in here so it doesn't do that. But I love this foundation. Like I said, it's a little bit more matte than what I've been wanting to use the last 2 weeks, but like I love it. It is like the most lightweight foundation I've ever used for the amount of coverage you get. Like I feel like nothing is on my skin when I'm wearing this, and this is perfect to wear with a mask. I still set my face with a setting spray to help with transfer, but I love this foundation. Like it's one of my favorite foundations I've probably tried in a really long time that offers that amount of coverage. But yeah, I love this, would highly recommend it, 10 out of 10. Doesn't settle into my fine lines, doesn't make my pores look large. It's a great foundation. All right, so this is the last makeup product, and then the rest of this is skincare. This is the Ilia Fade Into You Soft Focus Finishing Powder. I do not like this. So in that first impression, you guys seen that my reaction when I first opened it, and it smells like, yeah, it's very like rose scented forward, and I, one, really don't like rose scented things, and two, a lot of times rose, any like skincare that has rose in it will really irritate my skin. But this does not irritate my under eyes, but I don't think this gives me as much of a like filtered smooth look underneath my eyes as much as my Viseart one does. Like I love my Viseart powder. I will finish and use this up, but I'm going to reach for my Nars one 9 times out of 10. It's the one that I'll repurchase because one, I feel like if you use a brush with this, which I would recommend using a sponge, but I have tried it both ways. I tried a really like fluffy brush to lightly pat it underneath there. I feel like if you're, it kind of like grabs to like any like wetness. Like if you have a more like dewy concealer, I don't like it because it just like sucks to it, and like it just is really hard to blend this powder out, if that makes any sense. So kind of going in with like a damp sponge, I feel like, and just like doing like a pressing motion works better. But yeah, I just don't like this. It doesn't feel as drying underneath the eyes. Like the Viseart one, it's not that it's drying, but it really does mattify that area underneath there and gets like a really smooth look, which I could see how a lot of people wouldn't like a more matte under eye, but I prefer that because it just looks really nice and smooth. But this just I don't like it. The smell, the scent, it just, to me, is a lot harder to work with. But this had good reviews, but it just doesn't work for me. It just does not work for me. Alright guys, so that's the last makeup product, and the rest of this is skincare, and this is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. So, I love this, and then I hate this. I love this on days when I'm not going to be wearing any makeup. I just need sunscreen. This is quick. It's easy to throw on, go, take it in your purse, easy to reapply. It has that very like silicone feel though, but it blends into the skin really nicely. Does give a really nice like, I don't know, like smoothness to the skin over top of the pores. I like it for that. But I really don't like this underneath foundation because I feel like it really affects how my foundation sits on my skin. It's almost like this puts a barrier between my skin and my foundation, which it does. But like my Clinique sunscreen has like a tacky feel that like the foundation grabs onto, and it's like it sinks into my skin and looks good. This is just like foundation tries to move over top of it. I just don't like this underneath foundation, but I do love this when I don't have foundation on. So like I could see me gravitating and using this more in the spring and the summer when I just want to put sunscreen on, no makeup, but I'm still going to be sticking with my Clinique one because I just prefer that. And I really, really love that for powder foundation because it like really grabs onto that powder foundation, gives a beautiful like flawless application. So love this alone, hate this like underneath makeup. It just doesn't work. So I have tried this with the Nars and with the Rare Beauty, and like I said, I don't like it. I also don't like it with my Soap and Glory. Again, it just causes that foundation to be very slippery. But yeah, like I said, that one's like a love-hate kind of thing. Alright, so you guys should already know I love this because I've purchased this time and time again. It's the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. I actually repurchased 2 of these during the Ulta Skin something event that they have going on right now. I purchased 2 of them because I love this. And what I really love about this, like right now, as I was telling you guys, my skin's been very like wind blown and stuff, or wind burnt. Is that a thing? I don't know. But it's just been very sensitive. So I've been reaching for this in the morning and as my evening moisturizer because I feel like it just adds a very like soothing effect to it. And like I said, I feel like people's talked about this for years, and it's just really, really great for sensitive skin. So would highly recommend that. And here was a new product to me that I really love. So this is the Ordinary Niacinamide. And you guys, let me see if I can kind of like, yeah, can you guys see? I've almost gone halfway through this. I love this. I put this on every single morning. I use my niacinamide in the morning, and then I use like a BHA at night. I never use them together. But this hasn't caused any kind of sensitivity with my skin, which I know sometimes products like this can do. But how I tested this out was I just took a little bit and I squirted it out, kind of like rubbed it between my hands, and then I just started on my forehead. That was all I did. When I woke up the next day, there's no irritation. I moved to doing it on my face. And yeah, I really, really like this. I think that this gives not so much of like a matte look to the skin, because I go in with a moisturizer over top of that, and of course then my sunscreen. But I feel like this has helped with my oiliness. Like, does that make any sense? Like, it doesn't mattify my skin, but it's helped with like the oil production of my skin, which I really, really like. And I'm not sure if it's this product or the next product I'm going to mention, but I have noticed a lot of the acne scarring that I've had here and like underneath here has really started to go away. And again, I've only been using 2 new products. So I am going to do my skincare routine for you guys, talking about the products I use in the morning and the evening. I just want to make sure, like, write everything down so I'm not forgetting everything. But yeah, I love this and it's super inexpensive. All right, so I have not opened this up yet, but you guys know, because like I said, this was a repurchase. It's the Youth to the People moisturizer. I love this, and again, I haven't opened this up yet because I'm using my First Aid Beauty one, and I do have some other ones that I purchased earlier in the year that I'm trying to get through that I don't like, but I love this. It's just like a tried and true product. It's always worked for me, so like I said, I know I like that, and I can't wait to get back to using this, but I want to finish the other ones up because I know if I open this and I love it so much, won't use those products and they'll just go to waste, and I don't want to do that. All right, next is skincare product I really didn't like. So this is the Dr. Dennis Gross Hyaluronic Marine Meltaway Cleanser, and I really don't like this. So there's 2 reasons I don't like this. One is because I like to use products like this when I've got like a lot of makeup on, like today. I would use it today. And again, you guys can see I've only used this probably 2 or 3 times, because in the 2 to 3 times I've used it, it's horrible. I will continue to use it, but I have switched back to using my pharmacy one. Again, if you guys know a better one, let me know down below. I'm willing to try any out. But here's the thing. If I have any kind of like liquid eyeshadow on, like the Stila ones that are up there, I don't know if you guys can, oh, you can't see them, but like those Stila liquid eyeshadows, if I have those on, a liquid lipstick, this just does not break that down. And so it's like, once I go in with this, I feel like I still have a ton of makeup on my skin. So I feel like not only is this kind of like I'm wasting, because I don't feel like this is doing much, is I have to go in with my cleanser twice over top of that to get that makeup off. And even when I use this, it leaves like a very like weird filmy feel on my skin. And no matter how much I keep splashing water trying to rub my skin, I still feel that like weird film, like thickness on my skin. I don't like this. I really don't like this. There's like nothing I like about this. So this, like I said, I'll continue to use this up because I don't want it to waste, but it's like, it's a struggle. This is one of those things that I'd put out on my sink if anybody's staying tonight and they're like, I need something to remove my makeup. I'd be like, yeah, just use that. Use as much as you want, you know. Just I don't like it, and I'll be doing anything to like get through it. Now, this is that product I was telling you guys about that I feel like has really kind of contributed to some of the scarring. This is the Herbivore Blue Tansy Resurfacing Clarity Mask. This reminds me very similar to the Drunk Elephant like baby facial, in the sense that they kind of, I feel like, do the same thing. And the Ordinary, it's the one that kind of looks like blood on your face. Like, you know, those are very similar. But this, I feel like, is a lot more gentle than both of those. Like, that Drunk Elephant one is really harsh, but I did notice like that immediate, once you take, you know what I'm saying, that mask off your skin, it just feels like so amazing. But that one is quite harsh on the skin and can give like a more burning sensation, whereas I feel like this one gives more of like a tingling sensation. The Ordinary one, like products like this, I'll use like once every 2 weeks, sometimes just like once a month. But I've used this, I used it right there in like November, and then I used it again in December, and then I used it last week. And like I said, again, I really, really like this. And I've noticed since using this, I have noticed, like I said, all of those like scarring and stuff, they're really starting to diminish. So I think if you're someone who has tried like that Drunk Elephant one or the Ordinary one, and those are a little bit too harsh for you, then try this one. Because like I said, that, like, I love how that Drunk Elephant one makes my skin look. However, like I said, it has a very like strong burning sensation, which again, isn't great. But you leave this on, I think, 5 to 10 minutes for sensitive skin, and then 20 minutes if you don't have sensitive skin. But I've just been doing the 10 minutes. Like I said, I'm not ready to work myself up to the 20 minutes, but I really, really love this. And like I said, just anytime a skincare product, I feel like you know, I can really see a difference after just using it like once, you know, every few weeks. You know, I think it's a really great product. So this will probably be in my skincare routine because I love it so much. So yeah, guys, that was everything for my haul, I believe. I feel like this video was like super long. But yeah, like I said, if there's any of these products that you guys are wanting to see a more in-depth review on, please let me know and I'd be happy to do that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.